Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and we are back to continue our playthrough of Empire Total War featuring Darthmod and the 40 unit save version. We ended up last time ready to take a turn, and we are going to do that, but first I'm just going to point out, and that's why I'm keeping this repaired fleet here as opposed to rejoining back up with the fleet that's blockading Sweden, and that is something I didn't notice before. Portugal's navy is now probably within range of my ports. Let's hope a little bit of a presence, even though they do outnumber us. Maybe this will be just enough to deter. And if not, well, guess what? If they dare blockade us, we will be able to come down in overwhelming fashion and knock them out. So that's just wanted to point out in the back of your minds, that's a possibility. It's definitely sitting in the back of my mind. So let's get out there and start the new turn. Alright, that fleet of Portugal's down in this area of the East Indies has come back to hassle us yet again. They do have the advantage with their 5th rate, which is fairly decent strength still. And two minor ships over here that are damaged a little bit. We're going to try running away, trying to run them out of this. Once again, we did last time, I believe, build some flutes to send back as replacements. Still going to be a couple turns, not this turn, but the following turn before they even arrive over here. We'll have to see. Maybe it comes to the point where I abandon some of my blockading of the Mughal ports to get some more vessels over here to meet up with them. But anyway, we're gonna retreat on this particular one. And he will follow us. Yes, he will. And we're just going to do the auto-resolve. Oh, the British is nearby. We have a British fleet to help us out, but it's still not going to be enough to make a difference. It says here that we lost. Oh, we have one of ours that was captured, though. That's not a good result, because his fleet is building power now. The British were not enough to help us out. And now he's taking it back to us here in the coast of Brazil, it looks like. Yeah, with all his galleons that are still pretty powerful. So once again, we just have to run away. We'll be coming back with, I think we built 5 flutes to try and match him up. And once again, hopefully he doesn't capture one of our ships, because that would not be ideal. And he does. Oh well, which one? Looks like he might have captured the 6th rate. And Portugal is sending a feeler up, and we have the ability, since he only sent 1, to intercept, and that's exactly what we're going to do. The question is, do we want to fight it out? Obviously, we can auto-resolve. I have feelings that we could capture it, though, if I do it myself. Well, we're just going to do the auto-resolve, because we got a lot of other things that potentially could be coming up. So we're going to auto-resolve this particular one and intercept. He's probably just coming up with a lone vessel to try and intercept or blockade our port and hurt us that way. And we will not allow it. So we just sunk it, it looks like, and we lost a ship of our own, unfortunately. So yeah, I should not have auto-resolved. I should have handled this myself. Alright, where is it saying my path is blocked? Okay, he's sitting off here, so I still have vessels. In fact, I just have some reinforcements that showed up now because I sent over a 5th rate. What fleet do I want to bolster? I only have a fleet. Who does he have left? He has a 5th rate, a brig, a sloop, and my captured fleet. So I guess at this point, sloop, Zebek flute, sloop. It's probably well. I guess what I'm doing over here is trying to delay the inevitable. by spreading out and having him have to run around to get us. But at the moment, I'm going to send this vessel here on my strongest node. No, fifth rate sloop. This was my strongest node because it has a flute. So we'll go at least with a fifth rate flute up here. He'll probably pick on my lesser nodes. I only have one vessel there. Why don't we just bolster this one? Have one strong point at least. And the bad thing is with all these vessels waiting in the wings here, they're just going to swoop in and take all these open trade nodes while we are devastated by the Portuguese Navy, which is the bad thing. Let's see, a church school has been built in Flanders. We have a successful rake mission down here. Yes, we know about that. I'm thinking we might just head right back to the farm. Is he yeah, well, he's fixed this up. We'll just kind of bounce back and forth, cause Spain to have to spend extra funds, and if we're lucky, maybe at some point we'll gain some experience. And we're successful yet again. And we gained sabotage experience, so there you go. Great job. We're up to 4 stars as a rake. Nation is destroyed. Prussia is gone. Looks like Russia's the one. Look at all that green from Russia. Russia looks to be the one that pushed through and made that happen. Russia's looking pretty dang massive right now. Should we be worried? Should we be shaking in our boots? Let's take a look at our relations real quick. We are unfriendly, but at least we have trade. At least we have trade. They do not like our expansion. Well, I guess I could say the same of them. We do have a trade agreement. Different government type is not good. Although our leaders at the moment command some respect. So it's not hideous that they're, you know, it's not a total disaster. But boy, we got to watch out for their armies because their ground forces would vastly outnumber us. They're at war with the Ottomans. Thank goodness for Sweden being a thorn in their side. Maybe that'll prevent them from continuing their push to the sea over here. Okay, just something to be aware of. We got a lot of recruitment going on, mostly the flutes that we're doing to build us back up, and it is some militia available now. Why don't we send them out to their ports here in France? In fact, let's get back up there to Paris. Gay Paris. And send them out to cover their ports. One assigned there. I don't think the rest will make it in one move, so we'll just, that is your target. And the other one, your target's down here. Marseille. Alright, we'll deal with the fleets shortly about all those that have arrived. What we will do right now is combine forces down here. And unless they do a lot of quick building, well, they can't quite make it, huh? Unless they do a lot of, well, we'll combine next time. We're able to reinforce each other against any advance, but they have built one unit up here to try and make it more challenging for us. But next turn is where we're going to move against Savoy, try to punish them for having declared war on us. I think the two armies, once they're combined, should be sufficient, I hope. It just depends on how many batteries of mortars they have behind those walls. And speaking of which, even though it's not something you always want to do, I think what I'm going to do, because you saw the lagging that wall battles do for us, we're just going to destroy these walls and just have an open city here. The only place I will keep them, just because lag or not, I just want to protect my main home territory with the walls, and they were originally there to start with, but we're going to get rid of any new ones, so when we do any future battles in these countries, just like I destroyed them down in India, we won't have to worry about the lagginess that the walls can sometimes present in the frame rate. No, 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 no. Undo, undo, undo. That's better. This is what we want to destroy. There we go. While we're at it... Oh, I can't. Oh, do I have that? I think I did the military syllabus. Yes, so I can upgrade now. And have I upgraded over here, right? Yep. And just because I have the ability to recruit so fast, let's first of all repair the Admiralty. What else are we about ready to build? Are we building the upgraded Admiralty over here also? Yes, the naval board's being upgraded here. Do we have the ability? That's a commercial port. Let's take a look if we have a chance to upgrade the shipyard yet. Now that we have a shipyard, we can upgrade the naval shore facilities because we've researched that. And that's the big thing we're going to do, because we can then start building fourth-rate ships of the line to give us that little edge early on, because we haven't faced any fourth rates yet. So this is going to help us come back and tip the balance in our favor, at least temporarily, at sea. So let's do this one. That's money well spent. We still have over 10,000. We aren't going to spend too much more yet till any battles that may present themselves are dealt with. But I think for the moment that should take care of any continental activity that we're going to proceed with. One thing I will start doing is repairing vessels. We're going to bring 4 more down to join the fleet down here. And we are going to highlight all of the above and repair all of the above. A little over 2,000 to get that done. Alright, as we go to new areas, we got a fleet destroyed. We know about that. Let's take a look at the fleet that has arrived. And we have a 5th there. Oh, this is the one I sent over. It's very far north, but it's the one I sent over to pick up my gentleman. Way down here. I think it was in New Granada. Let's double check. Yeah, we have an agent. We're going to get him moving up towards the coast. Get ready for pickup. It's not going to happen this turn. We're going to get ourselves headed in that general direction. I think the other fleet that arrived was down in the East Indies, and we've already dealt with that. Okay, so we're caught up. Let's take a brief look in India, see if any situation has changed down here. No, they've not moved against us at all. We have the flutes that we built. I thought we had a flute that we built over here. I guess we didn't build one over here. I could have sworn we built one over here. Is it because we... Oh, it's still building because I built a 5th rate on accident over here, not a flute. Oh well, that's why it's not built. We're going to send... Before we move, let's build another one. And we will send you to try and bolster us over here against the Portuguese Navy that's playing around with us in the East Indies, having their way with us in the East Indies. And here we have a trading port, so we're not going to upgrade that. We have a trading port here. Yeah, I think that's all we're going to do at the moment down here. We're just going to hang tight. We're not going to raise anything else. The one thing I will do, though, how about this? I was planning to build a church school, and I didn't have the money to do it before, just to help with the conversion, because we're only up to a measly 12%. Only 45 up here. I don't know if it's working against us again. They did destroy the church school there, but we're going to try and play games with the religious tensions if they do take it over. and continue converting there. Let's go back to the Americas because we have some things to make happen. And one thing I do notice that they did is they moved out of the port. They got smart because they saw my army coming up, my healed army, and we aren't quite there to the port, but we are going to start making our advances. And looks like we may have some mortars to deal with, but at least it's open field. It's not a fort. We do have, or should have, if my memory serves me right, we should have some new forces we built here. Yeah, just to make it totally in our favor, so it's not so one side. Especially now that they're back in the city with a garrison. These few extra units. Oh, let's load them this way. These few extra units should just help make it comfortable, as opposed to not in our favor. And with them moving out of the port, we can actually land in the port and kind of destroy it. And let's disembark. And let's join forces. There we go. Now I'm pretty comfortable with this force here. The only thing we're probably lacking a little bit is cavalry, but I do not believe we are dealing with any cavalry on their part, though, so it's not the end of the world. Now, have I built any extra units up here that I need to pick up? At one point, I would have ideally liked to be able to. We didn't ever built any extra cavalry here, but we're in this general direction, so let's take a look at our force up here. What we were planning to do is move against Portugal up here. I have no idea what kind of force they have there. The one thing to be wary of is they did bring their navy over here with land forces, and I don't know where they landed them. So it could be I'm walking into a hornet's nest up here. I really don't have a clue, but we're about to find out if my army will be strong enough, especially if they offloaded a decent-sized force, if I recall, from between turns. We could be walking into a mess, but we're about to find out next turn, I do believe, as we get close to, what is this, Niagara, I believe? Yes. So there we go. So that leaves me with some funds, and I do not have any armies at the moment that I need to repair, do I? I do have some more navies that I could repair up in Sweden, but let's take a look first. Do I have any more armed forces? Maybe in Paris I had to no, they are. Everybody's healed. Look at that. So what I'm going to do is let's go back to some of our plantations over this direction and see if we can do some upgrading. We'll check the mines first. Nothing available there. That's just farmland, and we're still growing even without that upgrade. Let's take a look at which commodities have the best value. The tea, spices, not that we have a lot of spice plantations. Ivory, which we still have covered up because that massive Spanish navy over in the Straits of Madagascar hasn't done a thing. So actually cotton is not a bad one to upgrade. So let's upgrade it. And with that kind of cost, we can't quite upgrade 2 more. We'll only be able to upgrade 1 more. Let's see what other plantations, unless we have some lesser plantations that can afford to be upgraded. Was sugar that high up on the list? About the only 2 that are really lagging behind is coffee and furs, so we'll steer away from them. And there doesn't seem to be any mines that can help us out. What are we looking at here? Coffee, speak of the devil, we aren't going to touch you. Well, we got some spices over here on this one in this captured territory. Ooh, but that one to upgrade is 4,500. Well, guess what? We're going to do one single upgrade here on the spices. Because we've done the research, we can upgrade a lot. Boy, if we had enough money, we could really be upgrading these things to help our income grow. So if we can find a way to keep upgrading these plantations while we're not really building a lot of new armies, we should start seeing some improvement now on our income. All right, I think that is probably it. And I did repair this navy. Yes, I did. So I think I'm going to take one quick look around without you all and make sure there's nothing I've forgotten. We can get our gentlemen over here. So now all the schools should be covered. Let's go see what we got left. I like the idea of getting this one researched. And then hopefully by the time it's researched, will our naval board be built? Oh yeah. So after we finish this research, we'll be able to pick and choose over quite a few options on what to research next for our Navy to make them stand out above the others. And pretty soon we're going to be able to start rebuilding roads. So yeah, we need to stop temporarily building our forces as much as possible, but at the same time keeping our eyes on the threats, the Russians. Fortunately, we have temporary buffer zones unless the Russians start moving against Austria. We'll just peek and see who Russia is battling with right here. So they are not at war with Austria. They are trading with Austria. That's probably a good thing right now. Hopefully, with Prussia out of the way, they're going to turn their forces totally against Sweden and take some of this pressure off of us. That would be a good thing. So I'll be right back. I'm going to take a look around. Okay, in my look around, I did find one big obvious thing that I overlooked, and that is the 5 flutes that we built over here. We're going to send them out and hopefully give the Portuguese fleet over in the coast of Brazil, not the East Indies, coast of Brazil. Hopefully we'll give them a little taste of their own medicine by going down in there. And giving them some payback. I thought we had built 5. There's the 4. Is there one more naval vessel out there somewhere that I overlooked? Oh, there we go. I didn't get down to French Guiana. There we go. And here comes our surprise, Portugal. We got a surprise on land in North America, and we got a surprise via sea coming your way to the coast of Brazil. Unfortunately, we don't have that same surprise over here. One thing, let's take a look over in India while I'm thinking about it. Can I afford any more ships to send over there? What do we have here? A brig. I'm really not going to send a message with that. We got a 6th rate and a 5th rate, an admiral's flagship 5th rate without an admiral. I think we're sending that one over too. Doesn't look like we can quite reach this particular turn, but we're going to send it over. And we're going to see if we have any others. Now this one I want to be careful because, oh no, he does not have a navy there. He had the navy here. So this is where I had to be careful to make sure he can't outclass me. But he has a brig and a Xebec. That's a little nerve-wracking. Let's see. We got a brig and a sloop. So if I send this brig over here to bolster that, hopefully he can't fight his way out of that. I think we can still hold him in there. And I'd rather have the 5th rate over against that massive, well, bigger fleet than mine over in the East Indies that's wreaking havoc. Next turn, if we don't do any success or if it keeps beating up on us, we're going to have to, well, we're going to have one 5th rate here. Okay, we already built. Okay, we're in good shape. We have 2 more on the way next time to help go deal with him. So that's the plan over here. I'm hoping the 5 flutes we built for the coast of Brazil is enough because there's no backup if that doesn't do the job. And then finally, since I have 450 left, if we go back up here, I'm just going to send one of these vessels back down from this particular blockade. And which one is the weakest? We'll send the one with the most experience that's the most damaged and send it down here for some repairs also. We should be able to afford those repairs. Yeah, right there. Yes, we can. In fact, it's only 193, so guess what? I'm gonna send one more. There we go. Might as well spend it while I got it. There we go. All right. Now it's time for the next turn to see what excitement the future brings to us. We'll find out if I'm walking into a hornet's nest in the Americas going against Portugal, and if they've secretly landed a force out of sight of my own, and we get surprised there. We'll finally be able to move against, what is it, Guatemala down there, and get Spain kicked out of the Americas. Coming up after this turn, this is in an ideal world where everything works our way, and then we will also, ideally, in that wonderful world, be able to conquer Savoy. So that's what's coming up next turn. Let's see if we can get there without any surprises. One quick note, ministers, everybody at least has 4 stars, so we're just going to hope they gain traits and hit that next turn button. See ya on the other side. Alright, we made it through the turn, and with the weirdest thing happening is over in the East Indies, the Portuguese fleet moved and went right by us, and I'll show you when we get down there, because I have a fleet arriving down there, I hope, I think, perhaps, maybe. We'll try and remember to show you where they went and maybe try and figure out why. But anyway, we have a successful mission down here in Spain, so what we're going to do is bounce him right back and see if we can be successful again. Oh, it's because we've gained that experience, we're now up to a 60% chance. And we are successful yet again. Ancillary has been gained somewhere, and that is the Controller of Works. Don de Kaiser. Is he in my cabinet? Because we now... Well, let's find out. This one in our treasury, so that is a good perk to have picked up from him. Controller Works, yeah, it gains some more management, so they're good. One of our 4 stars is now up to a 5-star, and the cost of constructing cultural buildings and metalworking buildings has now been reduced. Awesome. And we got some they have out in the Indian Ocean. Maybe he didn't attack us because he knows what's coming and he wants to save his health a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. And we've built the magistrate down there, so our orders, that was the lowest order we had, which was not in the negative, but we got our naval board built and our drill school built, so we have the ability to recruit some fun now. Our income, however, was not stellar that time. Do we have something blocked somewhere? Or no, we don't. Trade is good, although except Russia. We're losing some Russian trade, probably because of Sweden, I would guess, or sea routes being raided, perhaps the Barbary Coast, if that's our trade route from the south coming through. So we're getting some hits there, but it shouldn't be significant why my income dropped so much. But anyway, it did. We'll see if we can't figure that out later. So the first thing we're going to do is one of those land battles we touted, one of those land battles we talked about, and that is with Savoy. That's the one we're going to move on first. We'll just get our guys to protect our ports before I forget about it, and come back down here to Savoy, see if we can't combine some forces, and see if we can't move on Savoy. We're going to try and demand some surrender, and of course they refused. One thing we're going to do is we're going to be moving in here for the attack. We are picked to be able to defeat them. We have this force, it has 2 cavalry units. They'll be reinforcing somewhere. We'll find out if it's behind where we set up or not. We're going to have to be ready for it. The one thing we are not really in, well, we do have our own cavalry, so we do have a counter to it. So we'll see you on the battlefield in just a moment. All right, here we are on the battlefield. We have quite the hill behind us. I noticed, and I think it would give us it gives us range for our artillery, and we don't have to worry about probably any mortars. If I failed to pay attention on the prior screen to see if we were dealing with any mortars. But let's just get our artillery lined up here, and this is where we'll be punching through their walls. And the one thing we have to worry about, well, I doubt they're going to be reinforcing right here. Let's put it that way. But just in case, we're going to have a regiment of cavalry right behind. In fact, we're going to have 2 regiments of cavalry right behind, just in case. The rest of our forces, until we have a hole punched through, are going to line up in the back. Oh, it does. We just couldn't see. It wasn't highlighting properly. There we go. This force will come in on a different side, just to give. I like the idea of multiple angles. I've used it before. We're going to use it again. Just in case one side gets bogged down, and we have a big enough force to be able to deal with this. We'll just stick our pikemen over here so they're near the artillery, just in case. We'll stick a few more soldiers back over this way, not knowing exactly where they're going to be entering from. You can tell from my setups, I have a healthy respect for mortars. Then the general will just kind of plop you off. How about up on the hillside? Can you even get up on the hillside? Not really. And there we go. Let's go find out how they're set up and start the bombardment. Let's get our cannon highlighted so we can pick a spot in the wall and burst through as quickly as possible. And we don't have any mortars to deal with, so we can start moving our forces up right away. Let's deal with their reinforcements quickly. Let's bring out our own cavalry to run them down, or to help run them down. Unfortunately, the wall cannon are able to reach us. Let's bring our cavalry in to help out on this battle. The Battle of the Reinforcements. Just out of range over here, so we can at least bring a small front over here just to get some extra shots off in their rear. And this will eliminate the reinforcements. Let's go see how our artillery is doing as far as punching through the wall. Well, not stellar, that's for dang sure. So we'll keep our eyes over here, and then we will quickly start advancing. Now we're going to get our own cavalry out of there. Which one is our cavalry unit engaging? He's retreating, so yeah, we definitely got to get him out of there. So he's going to retreat off the map, and we will not have the benefit of his services. We better get into melee. Wall bombardments are coming our way, but so far missing. That's good. They charge into our square formations and retreat from our square formations. So the reinforcements are gone. We can all get out of our square formations and start advancing. See if we're punched through the walls before I grab a few more. Almost are, 50% down. So it is time to start the advance over here. We are going to bring our pikemen down into this mess and see if they can help punch through the breach that will be happening. That has already happened. So let's get our artillery refocused on these front walls over here now, where they have masses of infantry on the walls. Let's try and eliminate the bombardment that we're going to be taking on this side. So we're going to continue to receive a potential bombardment for the advance on this side. And they're coming out to meet us. Look at that. My cannon are still going where I did not order them to fire against. This wall is supposed to be in range. So let's start shooting at this wall. And it's in range. It is in range. Why are my cannon continuing to disobey orders? Let's stop them. A new target. There we go. We got them reoriented finally. And we're starting the damage on that wall. Got to get them off the wall. Got to stop that cannon fire. Okay, now that the cannons have shot around, let's get our cavalry out from behind them, since we don't have to worry about reinforcements coming in behind us. Get our general positioned to charge in as we need him to take advantage of some of these breaches. As we pepper the wall, we've seen some of their forces go down. We should see significantly more if we can get up to 50%. We are starting to get close. We're going to bring you up a little closer to start some small arms fire against their regiment of foot that decided to come out through the gap and plug the gap in a very strange fashion. In fact, we will gain all three of you down here. How about that? Deal with this wall right here from the outside to keep that group distracted and on the walls. Hopefully we'll take some casualties from it, but hopefully it keeps them from working against us in other ways. So we are actually moving up quickly. We can start going against them in multiple directions now. In fact, why don't we send these 2 units over here to go up the walls if we need it. We're going to bring... Now, we're going to hold off on bringing the cavalry closer just so they don't have to worry about taking cannon fire on this wall. Once we get the breach through, we'll also bring up cavalry for some potential support in getting through the breach. And they're retreating inside now as we approach to open small arms fire on them. And unfortunately, we're getting devastating fire from above, and we're wavering down here big time. But they've gone off the wall over here. So it's not the cannon fire that's hurting us, it's the small arms fire. So let's do this. Let's close in to return fire there. And let's see if we can't take this wall since they've given it to us. It looks like we are about breached over here. These 2 regiments are going to approach. Oh, they're coming out. Let's cancel that order. They want to come out into our small arms fire. I am happy to oblige. And they're just suicide charging is what it looks like. Garrison line infantry. Ah, they don't like us going up the walls is what it is. Let's charge on back. In fact, we'll charge with everybody just to put a stop to this one. And they're coming out on this side now too for hand-to-hand. They're just hand-to-hand crazy right now. Whoop. Hand-to-hand crazy, and we're going to bring you back in for a little hand-to-hand. What that does for us, though, it opens up the gap in the wall for our own charge into the interior. And I'm fine to just trade fire. Oh, what? Hand to hand. They've decided hand to hand is the way to go. And there we go. Hand to hand is how we'll do it then. We will, however, look to take this wall here and this wall here. Now don't stop and do more melee combat over here. Let's get inside. Charge inside. Don't get hung up by him. He sent another one of his units over here. He didn't like the fact that we were going up the wall, did he? Some more melee. Okay, let's concentrate on this lead force of theirs outside the wall before we turn our attention on the other unit, because he is wavering. In fact, we are going to go hand to hand with his general's bodyguard over here and contest. Oh, he's bringing some others back towards us, so let's change that plan. Oh, these are our pikemen. There we go. This is just how we want to use you. We have gained access to the interior. Our forces over here need to go hand to hand there, fight our way through, and we are winning the battle over here. In fact, we're winning the battle everywhere right now. And they are about to fall. They're just being overwhelmed is what's happening. And why are we taking friendly fire potentially on ourselves? Let's halt that. keep you out there as reserves. And our pikemen are fighting hard and heavy. And we're going to fight back. If we can get these guys in here to form up quick enough, we'll be able to bring fire on his own forces here. His general, can we fire from the wall? Let's find out. We haven't quite busted through here, so we can focus now on the one firelock armed citizenry. And it's time for some cavalry to come on down. Force do we have to reckon with over here? Let's just charge in and reckon with him. Well, we have more regiment of foot, so let's close in on him. He's just popping me with regiment of foot left and right. All right, he's running off there. We can get inside the gates at last. Maybe do some musket fire for a change. His general is just frozen in place. Doesn't know what to do to react to us. Looks like the pikemen have broken him at last, so it's time for the pikemen to move against the general, who has stopped being frozen and panicked. So it looks like we are going to be victorious. There we go. Victory. End the battle. Heroic victory against Savoy, and the world needs to take notice. This is what happens when you move against the United Provinces. All right, we lost a little over 1,000 and took them out for the most part. What got away was those reinforcing cavalry, I'm assuming. But that doesn't matter, because Savoy is no more. We will work on repairing that building. We will work on repairing the port so we can take advantage of this territory and any extra income we can gain from it. We do. Look at that. We are now adjacent to Spain over here in Milan. Who knew? The Italian states. Yeah, there's no others. Oh, Spain is down here in Naples also. So they could have a navy that could wreak havoc on our ports down here. But what we'll do in the meantime is see if we have one unit we can take back just to park here so he can't re-damage what we're repairing. And once we're able to recruit, we will get another militia down there to protect the port. All right, let's go take a last few looks around. We got the region captured. We've got the nation of Savoy destroyed. And as I originally thought, we were going to be able to move against Spain, but I was thinking the continent of Spain. Well, guess what? We're going to be moving against some other holdings of Spain first. And what do we have here? Trait gained, plus command when leading infantry units, and +1 morale in battle. So our leader down here is gaining his traits. Dirk Verbeek. Let's take a look at where our fleets have arrived. We can reinforce down here. I'm holding what trade nodes I can and then trying to reinforce a main fleet right here. And this is where, this little inlet back here, wherever it is, that's where the Portuguese Navy is right now. They went right past my trade node and disappeared over here. So why they didn't move against the trade node, I'm kind of stumped on that one. Let's put it that way. I am more than stumped on that one. And our other fleet that has arrived, whoops, I think that's down in the coast of Brazil. Yes, it is. And guess who we will come a-knocking to. And how many they have there? 4 experienced, yet should be weakened galleys against 5 non-weakened flutes. So I think with that battle and the length of time, roughly, this is probably a good place to stop this playthrough, or this episode of the playthrough right now. We have land battles upcoming in Guatemala. We have land battles potentially upcoming up in Niagara. We have a naval battle pending right here in front of us that we got to come back to. So we got lots of battles coming up. We'll see if we can squeeze all 3 in next time. We'll find out. This is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in the world. I appreciate you watching. Hit that like. Do me a favor. Leave me a comment. Say hi to me. I might say hi back. I might. And I hope to see y'all next time. I sure do appreciate you watching.